I'm fresh off releasing a new album and really want to reap the fruits of my labor. But I'm under pressure to stay relevant, so I need to put out a new album immediately. And the only problem is... fuck.
Ay, too much ice on me. Too much racks on me. Ay, too much ice on me. Too much racks on me. Ay, too much ice on me. Too much racks on me. Ay, too much ice on me.
I figure I can combine leisure and work. That way I can keep partying and pumping out the hits simultaneously. It's all about balance. Everything's about balance.
Come on, I know this super sick party in the hills. Let's go.
Come on, let's go.
I wish, but I have too much work to do.
You're so lame.
So lame.
Call me later or something if you guys are...
Mr. Barnes, we've been watching you. As you tried to live, partying, and working hard at the same time, they cannot coexist. And you ended up in a freaky hot tub accident, and now you exist in a purgatory.
This is weird. It's not what I thought it would feel like. Well, I guess I'm not technically dead.
You are not faced with a decision. You have to choose life or death. If you choose death, you will die a legend. That would be so rock and roll. But if you choose life, you will live to your highest potential. But the party, it will never stop.
Okay.
Never. Ever stop.
I think I made up my mind.
Are you okay?
Never been better. There's a few key changes I've noticed post-electrocution. For one, I have a ton of energy and I can't sleep. And I'm also extremely agile and quick. Oh, hey Stanley, what's up?
Hey, Garrett, how are you?
I'm gonna get a face tat.
Nice, but a face tattoo?
Like right here. And right here, and like, kinda like dripping down right here. What do you think?
Ooh, man, you've been going way too hard. I'm sending somebody over to go see you. A doctor friend of mine.
A doctor?
You're gonna love this guy. He makes house calls.
Okay, I mean, you know best, Stanley.
Trust me.
Hold on. Oh no, your heartbeat's blazing up. Yeah, you got a lot of lightning in your bottle. You're probably gonna die, to be honest, but there is the prophecy. If you collect these 3 jewel-encrusted fruits from various art museums and you bring them to Catalina, it'll unlock the deepest wisdom anyone's ever known.
I took the doctor's advice, and I'm off for Catalina Island. I pulled 3 consecutive heists, stealing jeweled encrusted fruits from various art museums. The lemon I took from the LACMA, the apple from the Mocha, and the banana actually ended up being in a heavily guarded private collection. Now with the fruits in hand, all I can do is really hope this deep wisdom helps me figure out how to get this lightning out of my body. Off the coast of Catalina Island, I net the fruits and cast them into the sea.
Your power is unique one.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how to get out of this whole lightning situation.
The only way to get out is the way it started.
You're telling me I have to electrocute myself in a hot tub with a laptop again?
Your power has grown much beyond that. You must think bigger.
How much bigger?
Much bigger.
Okay, I think I know what to do. Thank you. The mermaid's wisdom was shrouded with ambiguity, yet it led me to the desert, where I traversed Death Valley for 40 days and nights. What's going on?
My car's broken down, it's smoking, I'm stuck on the side of the road, I don't know what to do.
Do you have jumper cables?
No, I don't have anything.
No? Do you know what an alternator is?
No, I don't know anything about cars. Do you know cars?
No.
According to my calculations, if you create a reaction with this kite, that motorcycle, and some lightning, it will change back to normal.
This all just sounds really dangerous.
I know.
Just be safe out there, please.
Case of the haunting. I got a taste of the madman in my mind. Well, I used to sleep at night, moving like everyone's watching. Shake off the shadows, freak out the phantoms, love. You're more than just a dove.
All right. Happy 3:20 on the East Coast, 4:20, whatever the East Coast is an hour ahead of.
Right here.
Remember to take...
Venezuela?
Venezuela. Happy 4:20, Venezuela. Hope you guys are doing well. Everyone light up. It is time for a light up song. Don't forget to take your cannabis coronavirus
Infection prevention.
Yes, so light up your coronavirus infection prevention.
COVID prophylaxis.
What's wrong, Ryan? I just had the craziest dream that I just turned into Wayne Brady. Oh, that wasn't a dream. Wait, what?
All right, let's get started. Today is a holiday for Black Americans, but what really should be...
All Americans!
Yes.
Holiday for America.
Exactly. It should be a holiday for Americans.
Celebrate.
Because it's part of American history. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about Juneteenth. So what is Juneteenth? Other than a great sounding holiday name? Let's take a look from Good Morning America.
We want to begin this hour by marking a very special day in U.S. history. On June 19th, 1865, that's 155 years ago today, none of us were there, the last group of enslaved people in America were freed. The occasion, though, was bittersweet because it came 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, which some states were slow to recognize. CBS News special correspondent, that's James Brown, has the story of the day that became known as Juneteenth.
Everyone say Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
For the last 3 years, Shantea and Michael McIntyre have celebrated Juneteenth with their 4 kids in their mostly white California neighborhood. What is it about Juneteenth that you want people to know?
It's not just a Black holiday. It really is a celebration of freedom, and that's what America is about. And so if you celebrate the 4th of July, you absolutely should celebrate Juneteenth as well. And everyone just dropped all their tools.
The McIntyres invite their neighbors not only to celebrate, but to use it as a teaching moment.
We reached out to the parents, let them know what we wanted to celebrate. All of the parents were okay with that, and they sent the kids down here. A couple of the parents came as well.
I got text messages from the parents and said, thanks for teaching my kid about that cool holiday, and they can't stop talking about Juneteenth.
Juneteenth stands for June 19th, the day in 1865 when Union General Gordon Granger finally arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce the emancipation of slaves. Texas had kept approximately 250,000 black people enslaved for 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation became law in 1863. And the man who signed it, President Abraham Lincoln, had been assassinated 2 months before Granger arrived.
Can you imagine?
That long to get to Texas to tell them.
Yeah, so 2 years after and 2 months after, 2 years after they signed the Emancipation Proclamation, and then 2 months after
he was assassinated,
and a general still had to come and tell Texas to go free the slaves on June 19th.
I'm sure he was on this. Wait, yeah, why did it take so long? But yay, they finally did it.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking is that, you know, like we celebrate Thanksgiving and 4th of July and a lot of these, you know, the holidays that like commemorate like a something that happened in American history rather than like
big event.
Like Memorial Day and like Veterans Day are kind of things that we
commemorate, like, people who fought for.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a difference because when we think about like 4th of July and Thanksgiving, we know why those holidays exist. But then like Veterans and Memorial Day, we're like, why do we get a day off? And I think Juneteenth is one of those holidays where it commemorates a historical event and people like clearly know what it is, and it marks the end of slavery. Like,
I think it also points to a sore spot is of like, what? Why did it take so long?
Well, that's why
after a federal thing went on in one of the biggest states for 2 years, they still were enslaving people when it was like, that's not, you know,
yeah.
And then they finally got there.
So this is the woman who's fighting to, or who's been pushing to make it a holiday. And so let's see, let's get her opinion on this too.
What Juneteenth is June 19th is the acknowledgement and, yes, commemoration that there were slaves that lasted 2 more years, and for them, it was a lifetime.
Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has been pushing to make Juneteenth a national holiday for 2 decades.
The potential of having this national holiday opens a whole world of discussion for America, a whole reckoning with her racism and the systemic racism that permeates the nation.
Where do you...
Well, that's a good point, because she says it was like a full 2 years, and you're like, yeah, how many people died? And I think when we learn about, especially for me, when I learned about U.S. history, it's like when the Emancipation Proclamation signed, and then, you know, after the Civil War happened, it's like, okay, all black people are free. But I think what she means by acknowledging this as a holiday opens up a conversation around institutional racism. It goes to show that things don't happen until people make them happen. It doesn't just happen just because laws
sign something.
Right.
Yeah, they still had to push for it. And it's like, even now, because 70 years...
No, 170
50 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, there were still segregation and Jim Crow laws and things that were like still pushing back against that proclamation, you know, like that. And so those are the things that even we need to re-look at.
Yeah.
Because it's like a historical thing, but it still affects us now. And
in
she's
the present.
like, if we recognize that holiday and what it means, then we can really start to look at it and understand it and re-educate ourselves on what really happened and how it is really affecting us now. And it's like not a negative thing, it's a positive thing, because we can make
it's a real
positive
thing.
Changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like no more lying about what might have happened, because that's kind of the base of the problem. But
all right.
Make it a holiday. We need more holidays anyway.
Where do you sense legislatively we are? Are we poised to see this come across the finish line?
I do. We are just very pleased at the number of co-sponsors and members who are interested in being supportive. In the resolution that we already introduced, we have 204 co-sponsors. It's delayed freedom, but it is the only recognition of the original sin of this nation. So Juneteenth is an ability to tell the story of slavery.
African Americans haven't waited for national recognition to celebrate Juneteenth. Since 1866, parades and barbecues have been a staple of black communities from Houston and San Antonio to Chicago and Little Rock.
They have some really big Juneteenth celebrations, and I would love to go out to one of those, because I mean there's thousands of people out there.
Back in California,
See, they don't want to riot,
the
they just want to
McIntyres
party.
feel their small celebration is one
Like
way
all of
to
us.
bridge the racial divide during this tense moment in our history.
My husband and I, we took our children to a peaceful protest, and I found myself walking with a fist in the air. And there was a movement that when I looked around, it wasn't just black people holding their hands up. And so that's why I feel like there is some momentum around Juneteenth.
Oh, cute.
James, I have to say first, bravo, love the McIntyres. What a great couple they are. I've known about Juneteenth for years and have occasionally celebrated, gone to some celebrations, but I can't honestly say to you that it's something I consciously celebrated every single year. But it really feels like we're in a moment this time with the death of George Floyd and others. It seems to be giving added importance to Juneteenth this year. Do you think so too?
Oh, absolutely. And sadly, because of a horrific event like that, many people are thinking about it. But the McIntyres are a perfect family example of that, as they educate their kids and the ones in the neighborhood. Gail, look, we understand that teaching involves explanation and demonstration, and from that comes a practical application and discussion. And it's so nice to see that the young people are embracing that.
Yes. I think so too. Many in corporate America are recognizing Juneteenth, including Viacom CBS, a company we work for. But you know, in TV news business, James, we work on holidays. So I'm thinking 9/01, I'm going to take the rest of the day off. But a lot of corporations for the first time this year are paying attention. I also think that's a good thing.
And let me be clear as well too, Gail, thank you for your honesty. And that's exactly what I'm doing today as well too. Again, amplifying on what teaching is all about. And the fact of the matter is, all 7 mountains of influence in society, whether it's arts and entertainment, business, government, media. We ought to all embrace it because, Gail, it is shared history.
It really is. The president has raised a couple of eyebrows. If you looked at the Wall Street Journal, I know you've seen it, where he says that he made Juneteenth famous. Nobody had heard of it before. He mentioned the controversy in Tulsa where he moved his rally. Well, that certainly is not true, but a lot of people are learning about it for the first time.
Well, keep in mind, as Alvin Patrick and I indicated in that piece, Alvin being my producer, since 1866, people of color have been celebrating it, and in a growing number. I would think that it stands on its own.
Well, now that you know, you know. You can't ignore it
President
any longer.
Trump was
James Brown, always good to see you.
Probably made aware of it when he was like, why can't I have it on the 19th?
Yeah, you know.
Why can't I do it?
He did it.
Like,
he did it anyways.
No, it's tomorrow.
Isn't it today? I thought I saw
Today's
a live
Tulsa,
thing.
he said he was changing it to Saturday.
Oh, I thought I saw a live thing on YouTube for it right now.
Oh my gosh, he's still doing it?
Maybe.
That's ridiculous.
Anyways.
In Tulsa?
Yeah, in Tulsa. So, yeah, it's an important holiday. I think it's an important American holiday, and I think everyone, like, if we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, we should be celebrating Juneteenth. You know what I mean?
So is he going to recognize the massacre that happened there? Is he...
Maybe, I don't know. He doesn't seem to be very, like...
aware of those things.
Yeah, or aware or sympathetic or really sensitive. You know, he's just kind of like, let's make America great again. What's today?
This is how
MAGA Day.
I think Black Americans can help us help the whole thing make America great again, because they've been here for so long, sitting, waiting, saying we can still move forward even with all this shit.
So
I'll show you how.
Remember that country Chaz that that occupied zone in downtown Seattle?
Is it stated a country of its own? Is that what they're trying to say?
They
have to make their own rules.
Whoever's reporting on it, it depends on how they're reporting it. Some people call it a country. Some people just call it like a deoccupied, no police zone. Mm-hmm. And so I saw this clip on Reddit, on the public freakout subreddit, and it was a black guy walking, holding an American flag, and people screaming at him that he's a race traitor. And so,
what's a race traitor?
I don't know. Let's take a look at this clip.
Wait, trader, like trading, like
no, like
money trades?
No, like you're betraying.
Oh, traitor, like
yeah.
you like a spy or.
Mm-hmm. So that's a guy holding a flag, and people are yelling "race traitor" on a megaphone.
Because he's proud of his Americanness.
He's just carrying a flag through Chaz, that deoccupied police zone in Seattle, downtown Seattle.
Oh, because they want to make their own flag?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. What's wrong with the American flag?
Well, you told me it's another country. And so biggest things about new countries is they don't want to be flying the old country. It doesn't recognize the new country as it is. It's the same thing with flying Taiwan's flag during the Olympics, and why Beijing crapped its pants about it.
Yeah, but the U.S. isn't crapping its pants. It's like Taiwan. That's like Taiwan getting mad at Beijing for bringing in a Chinese flag. Like,
yeah, because it's not our country.
Or the U.S. getting mad when England brings their flag and like flies it around. We would have in the
beginning when they first created America.
But you think they would be yelling "race traitor" if that was a white guy?
I think they would be calling him a white supremacist.
If he was carrying an American flag, no way.
In this little country, because of the way they want him, they separated from the U.S. for a very specific
If you're a white
reason.
Supremacist, you're carrying a much more specific flag. This is the American flag.
No, I'm talking about in this location. What
Still,
they would call
you
him.
think they would call him a race traitor?
No, I don't think they would call a white person a race traitor.
That's what I'm saying.
I would call him a white supremacist, and you're saying that's ridiculous. Just like you find this ridiculous that they're calling him a race traitor, being a black man carrying a white American flag.
I would be really surprised if a white guy walked through there and they would call him a white supremacist for carrying an American flag.
That's their mentality in the Chaz area right now. That's what I see. That's what I would interpret.
All right, well, let's keep going because there's a minute left of this. really drill it in. Like, there's people
Which
following
they don't
him.
understand American history. Well, I don't blame them. Half of it was
Oh, wow. They're calling him a fascist.
He's the only black person, which means he had to probably.
So he has some allies.
Yeah, like the.
They're trying to protect his freedom of speech. Like, what? Why?
But most of the people that don't like are calling him are white people. And
Look,
it's
if
like
he was-
it's the same rejection I felt about my American identity. There was a history that I was taught and that I was disgusted by the time I hit 20.
So they're
And so
telling
that's
him.
kind of what I think the rejection of the flag is here right now. That they're.
Anyways, okay, so The Rising covered Terry Crews' opinion on kind of how hard it is for black people to have different opinions, and I thought that was really kind of interesting because I was like, if this was a white guy carrying a flag, I wonder if he would be getting the same result. And you seem to think he would be because you think it's a flag thing. Yeah, he would be called something else. So, anyways, let's take a look at
Symbolism is what is it? What are they so mad about that the flag represents, and who and what is it that they think it represents?
Well, I want to
That's why
talk more.
feel like there's this whole
Yeah, but they wouldn't be called a race traitor, and that's what I want to talk about. Is that he's specifically black and he's carrying an American flag, and they're calling him a race traitor, and it's like, why can't you accept that he has just a different point of view? Why can't that be a black opinion?
He's an American.
No, but it's
Most of
like
these people are American
it's like,
and-
what are you betraying by being black by having a different opinion?
It's
And
not
so
about
Terry
opinion.
Crews, no, but Terry Crews explains it. So let's watch Terry Crews' explanation first.
Terry Crews, who I've always been a very big fan of, had some comments about Joe Biden's "You Ain't Black" moment and kind of the current racial political climate. I thought his comments were particularly interesting just as a very prominent black actor in America. So let's take a listen to what he said.
My thing was, what I said was defeating white supremacy without white people could create black supremacy. And this is what I'm talking about. My thing is, in the black race, in black America, we have gatekeepers. We have people who have decided that who is going to be black and who's not. And I, simply because I have a mixed race wife, have been discounted from the conversation a lot of times by very, very militant movements, Black Power movement. I've been called all kinds of things like an Uncle Tom, simply because I'm successful, simply because I worked my way out of Flint, Michigan. And the problem is, and this is the thing, the problem with that is that black people have different views. You know, it's funny because when you're white, you can be Republican, Libertarian, Democrat. You can be anything, but if you're black, you have to be one thing. Even Joe Biden said, hey man, you don't vote for me, you ain't even black.
I think that is such an important point, which is that, and what do we push back against here all the time? Monolithic views of groups of people is insulting to all of them.
It is, yeah.
Because what happened with Jamal Bowman? People are like, oh, black Americans are all pro-establishment, all that. They're supporting Jamal Bowman in the city of New York by what, a 5-1 margin? A progressive Democrat? It's like, look, we need to understand, and what I liked about what Terry was really saying there is that pushing back against that monolithic attitude and not saying that as a group, because I experienced this, you know, as an Indian person, people are like, oh, all Indian people are Democrats, right? I mean, if you look at the polling, it's largely true, but there's still 20%, but even beyond that, you're an individual more than anything. And then understanding both your role as an individual, but also your role within whatever community that you come from.
So removing white supremacy isn't about replacing it with another supremacy. It's like no supremacy. It's equality. It's everybody like as an individual and respecting it as such. But if a white, like I said, if a white person went through with an American flag, he would have been hated on too.
No, but the thing is, it's like, I think the point that both Terry Crews and Sagar make is that being part of like a minority group who is seen,
gatekeepers.
Well, no, but who is seen kind of as one group. And I experience this as like an Asian American, specifically Korean Americans. Koreans are pretty conservative in the United States, and that's why you don't see a lot of openly gay Korean people. You see some, but not a lot. And, you know, same thing with like Indians and
California Koreans or Koreans.
Koreans in general.
Oh,
just like how many gay Koreans do you know? It's like they must exist. You know, and the thing is, it's like it's hard to, I guess, go against what your culture has kind of already established as the normal views on you know, society and
societal norms.
And so it's unfortunate that, you know, Black Americans are such a big and diverse group that even they are confined to a very strict political point of view. Otherwise, they get ostracized for being a race traitor. You know, it's like, or, you know, or just being called like any number of things, even though they're like, these are just things I believe, like politically. And it's completely normal for like people like of, you know, probably like white or Asian people even to like have those opinions.
What do they think that he believes? That's the thing. They're attributing his.
No, but that's the thing. They should call
the flag differently than he sees the flag.
Yeah, so they should.
That is the discrepancy.
They should call him out on what he believes, not his race. Do you know what I mean? It's like they should call him a supremacist then.
Him as a race traitor or something.
No, exactly. But
but he's trying to say I can want change and still want to be and am still part of this country, and there is a part of the history that I am proud of that is me. Like maybe he's one that doesn't want to leave America. He wants to make it great again. He happens to
and
be Black, but
and how many Black people out there might agree with that guy, but they don't want to be called, you know, they don't want to go through his experience. Do you know what I mean?
We're gonna make them hate the American flag? That's ridiculous. Like,
no. It's not that. It's just
so
those.
It's the other guys that are wrong. They're the ones that are wrong for calling him out. They don't understand what his.
That's what I'm saying.
He's saying.
I think they're right to call him out, but they're wrong in calling him out as a race traitor. They should call him out for what they think that flag represents in that community.
Exposing what they think.
Unfortunately, yeah, exactly, and that's the problem. That's why
they can be re-educated. It's showing what they lack in their understanding.
Well, the re-education is Black people can have different opinions, right?
No, there's
or just people can have different opinions.
That's what I was saying. There was a whole bunch of white people there, like calling him that, and I think they have been miseducated in a way that they can't embrace the good parts of. It's not about removing what happened. It's removing the lies about what happened. And that lets you embrace your Americanness again. But they don't see that. They're seeing it as a race war. That's why they call it.
But that guy was Black.
That guy was Black. The people that were like trying to get on him and pushing him were all white. They were all blonde.
I know. No, there were Black people around him.
In the beginning, that were at the end, the ones when you were like, oh, there's some allies trying to help him. When they started
but they were still they must have been around him. You can't see
of course,
like the entire time.
But I don't think the majority of them. I think if he was amongst a community of Black people and he put an American flag up, he wouldn't have gotten that.
So you think it was just white people calling him a race traitor?
I think there was a group of miseducated people that wanted to fight or riot or protest about something, and they saw something that they were offended by. The American flag.
Should we watch the clip again?
I mean, they're all moving along, but who actually grabs it? Like, how many Black people do you see there?
It does look like a white person's trying to grab the flag.
The minute Black people were like, whoa, you guys don't need to.
Well, and then even that, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
don't touch him. He's just walking through.
That's unfortunate. There's no civil discussion anymore. Well, The Rising still has more on Terry Cruz's opinion, so let's watch that.
You refuse to say, no, you don't just have my vote. You have to come up and show up for my particular interest. That is what I think what offended, Charlemagne and Terry Crews and so many of these other people.
And Diddy said the same thing.
Talking about
Like,
Biden.
you got to earn my vote. I mean, it's pretty simple,
Yeah.
and that's political power, right?
Yes.
If you can just assume that this group is going to
Biggest
be
gatekeeper of being
not
black.
going to pay you any attention. I mean,
The
same thing with
Democrats.
the left, same thing with African Americans. If they just assume that you're going to be there no matter what you do to them, no matter what terrible policies Joe Biden's still supporting from the 90s, that you're still going to show up, then you're never going to move the needle. I mean, we covered this poll earlier, Quinnipiac poll, that shows actually Joe Biden underperforming with African American voters vis-a-vis Hillary Clinton. Now he's more than making it up among old white people, basically. But Democrats claim to care about these things, like they pretend to care about them, but when it comes down to it, it's very selective. He made those comments about gatekeepers, which I also think is very interesting in light of what you were saying about Jamal Bowman. When Joe Biden got Jim Clyburn's endorsement and wins South Carolina, and African Americans, especially older African Americans in the South, go so strongly for him, the message from the party elites was, see, African Americans are conservative and they're pro-establishment, and they should be this. Therefore, that should be where we center the party because those are their views. Like, that's where we're going to go. But when African Americans go in a different direction, as they are with Jamal Bowman, where they're overwhelmingly supporting him in his bid against Elliot Engel, suddenly it's very different. In fact, the gatekeepers, the CBC,
the Black Caucus,
have large Maxine Waters and Clyburn. Like, they've lined up behind the white conservative against the black progressive. So again, it shows you that it's really not about their so-called language about diversity or about centering black voters. Like, that's all just convenient BS when it suits their interests of maintaining power and maintaining their neoliberal ideology. Same thing in the Amy McGrath, Charles Booker race, right? And there you don't even have an incumbent, right? You have a Democratic primary, which is wide open, and they back the white corporatist candidate over the young black progressive because, again, it's BS. All their alleged commitment to diversity is really commitment to ideological purity and keeping people in line. So it takes actually courage
The
for
goal
Terry
is our
Crews
dude.
now to
He's
say
getting
things like this.
unbelievable amounts of pushback online
ever
for it.
be
And
an
you know
old white
what?
dude,
I
so
wanted to make
I'm
sure
gonna
that you
find out
got some
about
at least nuanced and positive coverage on this, because anybody who speaks out against this monolithic attitude deserves to have their voice lift up, not pushed down. And I think that that's one of the most important things that we try and do.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone is really down with Joe Biden determining who gets considered black in this country. That's what I've heard anyway.
He's just making sure the bad ones don't get in.
Yeah, well,
They're the ones that can tell us which ones are the bad ones, because I can't seem to tell.
anyways, yeah, I mean, just it's hard to have a different opinion when you come from a strong culture background,
Well, not only that, it's like, yeah, you'll get called divisive. Is that what?
I guess. Well, hopefully,
But it's like anytime the population grows, you should have more opinions.
Yeah.
Like how can you represent such a big population? How are you going to let you want growth, then, I don't know. Here we
Well,
go, guys, here we go.
Black people, wherever
Black people
you
are
are,
still here, so that gives me hope.
Yeah, black people, if you're here, it's your constitutional right to
Once they all
have your
start
own
leaving
opinion.
America, I'm like, okay, where are they going? Let's go.
Yeah, our First Amendment right is literally the freedom of speech is the right to have your opinion.
Mhm.
You don't get arrested
He
for.
wasn't carrying a gun or anything. It was literally a flag on a pole.
You literally look at Russia or China and places where you can't talk about the president in certain ways, otherwise you'll literally go away. Yeah, you have to
Call him Pooh Bear. I'm just
we
kidding.
don't have
Do you
to
think that's a rumor that we?
No,
Because I heard India's now all their after the skirmish at their border. Now all the newspapers are showing Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, the fact that we don't have to whisper, we don't have to whisper about a president. Our newspapers can print whatever they want about a president, so black people can have whatever opinions they want, and that's like,
well, not if they're gonna get like.
No, but when you say like, what do you understand as an American? It's like you have
in Chaz.
No, I know. It's like you have to understand as an American, you get the freedom to have an opinion, but also other people have that freedom as well. And so it's like, even though their opinions might differ than yours, there's like you should appreciate that they have, like, you can't encroach upon their freedom, right? Like, they shouldn't be pulling that guy's flag down. They, because he has the same
Confederate people say,
he has the same freedom that allows them to even
or the
be
people who fly the Nazi flag.
No, but yeah, the people who are in Chaz, the freedom that allows them to create Chaz, like they should allow. I don't know. I guess they should allow people the same freedom inside
they're gonna
Chaz.
make their own rules.
I know. So is the freedom of speech not one of them?
When I bet you during the Revolutionary War, and I don't know how many years after, if you came around with the British flag, you probably got shot.
Well, I hope that guy doesn't get shot then.
He didn't. They were still like, Seattleians. I don't think they had guns on them. They just kicked him out of the area.
All right. Well, other than Juneteenth, do you know what else today is?
June 19th.
Yes, the release of Last of Us 2. So PewDiePie played it.
I never played one. And I only saw the image of the girl, the character.
Yeah. So I only played the first one when it came out. That was like over 7 years ago. So PewDiePie also, he has the same experience. I figure we can watch some of how he played it. And then we're going to be playing it. And so let's take a look at PewDiePie playing Last of Us 2.
Asked my wife if I could borrow her headphones. And I realized she's a monster. What is this? Don't sue me, Razor. It's cool. It's cool, I got this. That's better. How's it going, everyone? We're playing Last of Us 2, it's out. It's 8 in the morning. Not many games have me up this early.
I think he has to have headphones coming out of the PlayStation so he can hear the game. But then I think his everything's hooked up to his computer so he can record the gameplay and the audio. And then he needs to also hear his own audio. So those are his headphones hooked up to the computer.
I see.
Yeah, so he's using one headphones for the PS4 and one headphones for his computer.
Okay. There's this. No, this is the title screen. I know Last of Us. Yeah, that's right. I played the first Last of Us. Was it 7 years ago? I can't remember how long, but it was a while ago. I literally had the same meme where I'm like, should I order the game online? I was like, should I order the game online? Should I order the game online?
Yeah, it's him when the game came out.
There's no game stores open right now. Otherwise, I probably would have gone to the game store.
What's the difference?
It's funny.
A digital copy you download, and a physical copy you have it on a disc.
But why does he prefer? Why the question whether he should or not? Is there a pro or con to either?
Some people prefer physical copies because they always have it and they can sell it if they want to. A digital copy you can't resell.
Oh, okay.
7 years later, I still have a crappy internet. I was like, God damn it. It's gonna take me forever to play this, but somehow I managed to fix my internet, so it's working. No one cares. You care about The Last of Us. Great. Me too. I love the first game. It was one of the biggest playthroughs I've ever done on this channel. I've been getting messages for weeks literally asking me, are you gonna play it? Are you gonna play it? And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna play it. It's happening. And here I am, delivering.
Hopefully it'll be big for our channel too.
Probably the most anticipated game in a very long time. When I played this game, Last of Us, for the first time, it was a special time for me because it was when I was just about to become the biggest channel on YouTube.
Because I don't get excited for.
Wow, so that's like 3 years into him doing YouTube.
Excited for this one.
Yeah, he looks so young.
YouTube, and I was neck on neck with this other channel, and I was a bit worried about it. I thought I only get one chance in this in my life. I need to deliver, and then this game came out and delivered for me because it was massive for the channel. So thanks for that. Respect. That's of course why we're gonna play The Last of Us 2. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, I'm a pro gamer. We'll play Survivor. Let's go. Yeah.
What are you gonna play?
Inverted? What am I, a psychopath? Come on.
I play inverted. Am I a psychopath?
All right, here we go. Let's go. New playthrough. Yeah, let's get hyped. Yeah. Is Ellie gonna be epic? Yeah.
Who's
I started
Ellie?
playing Naughty Dog
Ellie
games
is the
just
girl.
for the graphics. They always look amazing.
Wow. That looks so real.
What does it mean? Hey, remember the ending of Last of Us? It's Joel!
I don't remember either, actually.
I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. You go halfway across the country with someone.
Damn, that's so reminiscent.
She needed her immunity to mean something.
Oh.
Oh, so she's immune to the zombie.
Oh yeah,
I'm starting to buy into that old cure business. Maybe I just wanted to do right by her.
Can you guys see that?
And then we made it. We found the Firefly.
Oh, I think Fireflies
Thanks
is a
for
group.
reminding us of what the story ended.
They were actually going to make a cure.
Can we get one, please? Can I have one of those?
A cure for COVID.
Doctor?
What are you doing?
No, then we can't make so many YouTube
got it.
videos. Oh, sorry.
I won't let you take her.
Oh yeah.
I'm already getting nervous because I'm already just handing you joints and like trying to look for something to eat.
Joel ain't thinking that way.
I think they were gonna kill her.
Joe. What do you do?
Nothing.
Save
Look at his face. Yeah, of course you did. Otherwise, there wouldn't be Last
Christ,
of Us
I
2.
forgot. It's a big shootout.
We're here, guys. Come on.
Ah,
Oh, that
they'll
picture
find
of the
someone
moth.
else. Come on.
Come on, baby girl. I got you.
He had also lost his daughter too, so I think he feels more. That's what you find
Bonded.
out in the first game. And
Yeah, so that's why he took care of her.
I think,
to get
yeah.
here.
Well, took care of her to get there, and then also did that to continue to take
McIntyre's
care of her.
clean already, Joel.
God damn.
I don't know. He's so old, so I don't know how many years are actually this has gone by.
Oh, he's way older than he was?
Mhm.
So
You can
she
tell
must
by
be
the
an
gray in
adult.
his beard. Yeah. Or
No, I never played one. What is Ellie now?
no, I know those are flashbacks
She
though
knows,
in the
trust me,
hospital.
she knows.
I told her they just ran some tests. I told her her immunity meant nothing.
That's why you wake up in the car after a surgery. You do that all the time, right?
They just ran some
It's
tests.
an apocalypse, is it not?
Yeah.
What are you expecting? Some normal shit?
Us in a few years, huh?
Well, this is gonna be a big deal later.
We should head back.
All right. Do I get to play question mark?
I forgot this was a game. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
what did he say? I was
He's like, "Do I get to play?" Question mark.
I believe yes.
Horses.
Hey, the horses are back.
The cars that don't need
Nice.
gasoline.
How
I get
did
to
he
ride
know they
them.
were gonna kill her?
They do that meme where, oh, am I actually playing the game? Wow.
I
Dude, that
forget,
is gorgeous
but he
stuff.
must have known. Otherwise, he wouldn't have
Well done.
killed them.
Are you sure he
Look at
didn't
that.
get paranoid and just do it just
Wow.
to?
Told you. Sorry, I
to
got
give him
distracted
that
by the
big
scenery.
kill
I didn't see
her?
where
I
he
kind of
went.
wanted to play the first one in preparation, but we don't have. I have it for the PS3. I don't have it for the PS4.
Oh.
But we'll just assume.
Amazing.
Yes.
Not that he went crazy.
Damn, kind
Yeah.
of wish
Okay.
this was out on PlayStation 5.
I know the same thing.
Yeah, how come they didn't release it
still
on
looks
this?
good. This
They did. They released it.
before
This is
the
what next
5.
gen would feel like.
I think to give the PlayStation 4 more life. There'll still be PlayStation 4 games released as the 5 is
Old
released.
L1 to Gallop.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Is this? I didn't realize.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Cool.
So he's controlling the guy?
I think so, yeah.
Let's go. Make a jump. Oh, we don't need to. Never mind. Do a little circle for no reason. Just testing out. All right, I can do circles.
All
No big
games
deal.
have horses now, huh?
They realize people like riding horses.
We do a little jump.
Virtually.
You know what's more fun?
Get them on a real horse.
A
and they'll,
dirt
like-
bike.
Oh, hell no. I ain't doing that. All right. Okay, apparently
But
we're
yeah,
doing
that
this.
needs gas.
Yeah.
God damn, horses are
It's just
crazy.
need grass.
What's wrong with them?
He's gonna fall down.
I know. How long did we ride horses for? Way longer than cars. Cars we've only used for like the
No
last
more
100
gas,
years.
huh? Whoa.
We would be knee deep in horse shit, I heard, if cars
Do I have a
were
gun?
invented.
I don't want this guitar. Come on.
Only when we're about to get knee deep in any kind of shit do we create something
It's
awesome.
crazy how much time they probably spent building that little area, and you just ride through it without thinking. Cool. So we're going to camp, huh?
He would not be good on a real horse. Don't put Beauty Pie on a real horse.
Stop.
Riding horses is hard.
Yes.
It's a lot of
Should
leg
we not stop? All right. All
leg
right.
strength and core strength.
They're not that easy to handle.
What is this gate
Depends on
built
the
out of wood?
horse.
Yeah, horses are like 4 motorcycles put together.
Oh, there are a bunch of cut down
So big.
trees. That's cool. All right, all right. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. It's like a little western. Is this our future? We're gonna turn into all good thing you live
What?
in a rural place.
Where I can have horses.
Yeah.
And have a barn like
Is that a coincidence that I look that way?
You go on. You sure? About what we were talking about earlier. I can't say I'd have done different. I'll take it to the grave if I have to.
Well, good thing you just told them.
Oh no. They don't show you parts of the story unless it means something. Especially. We will see you later, Tommy.
For the cure.
Probably have to kill you.
Absolutely, Edgar. Just
Or
so
you're
you
gonna
know,
save us.
You're replaceable. I'm kidding.
Wow. That's it. I can't wait to start playing. We're gonna start playing so we can add more stuff to the channel. That's it.
Wait, so then he starts playing?
I guess so. He's already done 2 hours worth of gameplay, and that's why.
Whoa!
Yeah. So we have to catch up. Anyways,
Is it gonna get scary?
I don't know. That's all I've seen.
Whoa.
That's literally all I've seen.
I mean, yeah, okay. Well, the first one, I've never seen the first one.
You know, I don't find the games necessarily scary because they're games.
Well, Minecraft isn't scary to me because it's like not realistic, but this one is like
Minecraft is scary to me because I don't
it's like a movie.
I know it looks crazy. I forgot it was a game because we were just watching it.
Like the graphics, or if there's zombies and stuff, I might be.
All right. Anyways, that's it for today's show. We'll be uploading Last of Us content over the weekend, so look for that.
Yeah, did it get downloaded?
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll see you guys soon. Make sure to smoke your cannabis,
roll some more.
your coronavirus prevention.
Some more hemp joints.
Yes, and if you don't have buds, wear your buds. Take care. We'll see you at the gameplay. We'll see you next week. Be safe.
Bye.
Sorry, I forgot our outro clip, which is a meme. Big Connect. Bye, guys. We'll see you soon.